Australian native wildlife is in a battle for their very lives. The number of native animals that are protected in national parks and conservation reserves are small compared to the number of native animals that need protecting. Today we're going to meet a group that's playing a big part in Australian conservation and find out more about them. Located on the Sunshine Coast, WILVOS has provided rescue and rehabilitation for native fauna since 1995.
Good afternoon, wildlife volunteers. Roslyn speaking. How may I help you? Yes, what can you describe the little animal to me, please? Long legs, yes. Large feet, yes. That sounds like a swamp hen. Is it a juvenile? Or it is, okay. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do, if you can put it in a box and put it in a nice quiet spot, and once you've done that, I'll be able to tell you some numbers to contact. We're all volunteers, so the numbers I will be giving you may not be home, but if they are, they'll be able to help you straight away.
This is a little swamp hen chick. It came into care about 3 weeks ago, but at that stage it was like a little black cotton wool ball on long sticky legs. His mother was killed by a dog and so was the other little sibling, so he had to come into care. He'll be in care for about another 3 months till he grows feathers and can actually fly to be out of harm's way. They eat crustaceans and wilted grasses in ponds and streams. To care for any wildlife, we must all have a permit, which is put out by National Parks and Wildlife. If you care for any native fauna without a permit, you can get fined heavily. But in so saying, a farmer actually can get a permit to remove them from his property as well. So, strange laws.
Swamp hens are common in Australia, but unfortunately their fondness for clover and legumes may bring them into conflict with farmers who see them as a pest. But for wildlife carers like Donna Anthony, every life is important.
The life of wildlife carers isn't all doom and gloom. We do have some days that they may be funny and they do turn out well, even though we may be a bit horrified at first. We had one lady ring up and phone Roster not so long ago, and she had a ringtail possum joey. And after describing the possum, we worked out that it was a ringtail because it had a white tip on the tail. And so we said to her, well, normally they have two, so you really need to go and check the pouch for another one. She was absolutely horrified because she'd buried the mum, but it was only a couple of minutes before. So straight away she got the shovel, dug up poor mum, and found the other joey in there. So she managed to save 2 lives, which made her feel much better because she was very guilty about her cat killing the mum.
On the Sunshine Coast, development and population is rapidly eating up the habitat of our native fauna. This spells troubles for animals like kangaroos and wallabies that increasingly have to share their homes with people. But for these 2 red-necked wallabies, life is looking brighter thanks to the dedication of WILVOS like Sylvia and Donna.
These 2 wallabies have been in care for a short time. This little one with the sore leg, it was badly injured by a barbed wire fence. That's how come he came into care, so it had to have antibiotics and being dressed every couple of days to keep it clean. But it's only a bit of scarring left now, so we just got to keep it clean so that he doesn't actually do any damage to the soft tissue. And little Sherman here, his mother was chased by a dog, and she threw him out when she hit the fences, and he was left. So he had to come in care when he was just a little pink baby without any hair. So he's been in care for quite some time. It'll be a matter of another 6 months in care and before they will be released. Development has caused both their problems really, because when people move into the area and trees are removed, the dogs come into the area, and that's how come they get chased. They get chased on roads, and their usual trails where they follow have been cut by development, so they have a lot of problems.
But what do you need to feed these fellas to get them fit and healthy and ready for release?
The formula is fed to these joeys at different amounts according to their weight. They may start off at 6 feeds a day and it cuts down to 1 bottle a day before their release. Release is always a really hard part for these animals, but it's really lovely when they are out there in the wild and they're doing everything naturally, and that's the aim of the wildlife volunteers.
Well, that's awesome, but why are you doing it?
People are always asking why we do care and what made us take up caring. I started about 25 years ago when my husband picked up a small corny frogmouth in our driveway and I wasn't sure what to do with it. So I took it off to the vet thinking that they would take care of it, but he just gave me a few hints on how to do it and said, will you do it? And from then on he just kept giving me more and more. And now people are saying, when are you going to stop doing it? And I think, I'm never going to stop doing it. It's me, it's a passion and I just love it, and it's such a great feeling when you can rehabilitate something and send it off into the wild and it's doing its own thing and they come back with their offspring, and it's very rewarding in that way.
Animals are important to me because in a way they make us who we are, and WILVOS like Sylvia Whiting show that it only takes one person to make a difference. While the outlook for wildlife in Queensland doesn't look great, for the animals that find their way to WILVOS there is hope. We really have to look at our current development and land clearing, and people need to ensure that domestic animals are being controlled and kept indoors at night. But in the meantime, for the WILVOS, there are always mouths to feed.